Yo, YouTube, how's it going? Onlyrex here, and welcome to my thoughts for all of the different modes in Northgard. Let's get into it. I will open up my tier list that I have made, and we start off with free for all. For me, it's just the Pepega mode. It can really happen that you get 2v1 and there is nothing you can do about it, and it mostly comes down to that you have no way to recover your population fast enough. So I was here again, yes. So yeah, you just can't win 2v1s. What you want to do in free for all is just go for the late game, build up your macro, and be able to push out 20 plus warriors as warband. If you get rushed before that, well, then you just lose, and the guy who rushed you is also probably gonna lose. Like, yeah, there is like nothing you can do. If you are going to win by a trade victory, a fame victory, or even like a war victory or lore victory as your primary victory, then that means that the people you're playing with are just not good in the game and they don't know what to do. So they're not playing efficiently and you're just getting away with it. You're basically playing a PvE game where your opponent is not attacking you even though he's playing, and he's just like someone who doesn't have a head to use, to say the least. So yeah, talking about what clans to pick, this is my selection that I would go for if I really would like to go for victory, but the other clans are also good. The only reason why the GOAT isn't Rhyme still is because of not having recruitment to get population back. So Ox scales very well into late game. Kraken basically trades with neutrals, gets a good amount of lore, and has a lot of code stacked up that he can make into a big warband and then just go in. Dragon can make Dragonkin AoE and can trade pretty well. And Bear, I'm not gonna talk about Bear. Bear is just busted. Like 500 fame, it scales a lot, has good recovery bonuses for getting population back, and yeah, can also buff its economy pretty well with the Chiefs. Okay, so yeah, for the time, how long are you gonna play the game in free for all? It literally comes down to how good the people are in lobby. If they are under the same skill level, then it can be like in a 12 where it's gonna be 50 plus minutes. Yeah, like you can't really go slower. It also depends, like if it's 4-man free for all, 6-man free for all, or 8-man free for all, like how huge the map is. In 8-man free for all, you probably won't be able to reach to the other side of the map to your enemy to take them down. You will just have to hope that whoever is close to that one dude going for the trade victory can actually take them down and attack them, and are not being a bit big, being like, ah no, this guy is winning, I'm gonna defend him. I will start fight with every other clan that I see. And what clans I recommend for 3v3? Ask again when I make it to the 3v3. I'm gonna go for 12s now and then team games. So for 12s, you really have to be ready for 50 minutes plus games. Like, you can get rushed, but if you do get rushed, then in Northgard it's always easier to defend than it is to attack, because your opponent has to convert their army, sustain it, and then get through all the neutrals to even make to you. And you can also have to get population, so you convert your army and you also get population, and then you defend. So you have enemy warriors attacking your villagers and not attacking the army, and then your army will survive, and then you can counter-attack or you can convert your army back. If you get rushed and that works, then you probably aren't playing as good as you could. Unless you're playing like against the snake, like snake crushing. Yeah, snake doesn't need anything. Snake just gets 4 lore going and then can just pop gold and keep attacking. So you really have to have a very good macro going and towers up so you can defend against it and tower extend. Like bear and snake are very good in duels. There's like if you really want to try hard, then probably play like these two clans. Okay, so I think that's about it with tier list for the 12s and the strategy that you are going to be having a 50 plus game if both people know what they're doing and they're not playing a weak clan that actually doesn't stand a chance in late game because Bear scales very well and Snake can also do quite a lot of damage. Kraken, yeah, you don't want to let Kraken get out of hand. Kraken will just come in with 26 warband and take you down if you don't harass or deal with him early. So yeah, that is quite rip, but they are pretty weak in early on, so that's why they're only in code. Otherwise, they would be in Rhyme Steel. For goat, they don't have recruitment, so they're gonna have hard time getting population back. That's the only reason why they're in iron. Otherwise, they would be gold or also rhyme steel. So going for now team games for 2v2, I think like this is the most interesting gameplay there is, just because there are so many ways to win. There is also like this is the only game mode where you could actually go for trade win and win with trade, which is like quite Pepega. But hey, if it works, then it works. But if you really want to go for the trade victory, then you will have to play Bear and Raven as a comp. And then also you will have to hope for the map layout to be in favor, so it is very hard to attack anyone. And the reason why you'd want to have Bear, not because only Bear is kind of broken, but because once Bear hits the 200 fame, then the Bear or the Shield Maiden, you're gonna send it to your ally Dial, and then you're gonna buff that production there by plus 15%. So if Raven has all of his villagers working on main tile, and then you just send Bear there, yeah, you're gonna get +1 more food from like two of the villagers, so you will end up like +6, +8 free food from nowhere. Uh, but now going to like actual game, then it will be if you go for a rush attack in 20 minutes that there is no reason not to really go for, and you trade, it will just come down to who trades better, who trades fast. But if you trade like equally, then it will matter who has better recovery to come back with population and just get ahead in macro and start trading better, then you can defend. Like Bear is bonkers, passive happiness. Can also go for the relic to slow down, which is insane. Snake being snake, skirmishers, harassment, everything all nice. Horse having quality of life and pretty tanky chiefs to trade well. Like the goat would be rhyme steel if he had recruitment, but because goat doesn't have recruitment, they are gonna left behind with population, even though they do have amazing 500 fame that can turn the tide of the battle easily. Talking about other clans, Kraken, Dragon, Ox, they are just too slow. Stag. Stag is being Stag. It is very map dependent. Same with Raven, they are just too map dependent to be that word. Why there is 1-1 there? Okay. But yeah, the games are going to last like 20 minutes, and then from 20 minutes, if you have rushed, depending on what your aim is. But yeah, it will be recovery time a little bit, and then getting new army and going again, and then either one will come victorious in the trades. Okay, and then going for the for 4v4s, it's pretty much the same as 2v2s. Like, yeah, it's just pretty much the same. The only difference is that in 4v4, you might only have one scout in your team, not two scouts, so you have only one clan that is going to scout. Going for 3v3s, these games are usually won by just rushing, so the population recovery doesn't mean too much. You're just gonna get your army ready and you're gonna go. It will just come down to the timing. Like, is your opponent ready? Has he gathered his army across the map to one position, or you have got a foothold and you're already in the tile, waiting in the corner of the tile for them to enter? Because in Northgard, if you're going to enter a tile where there's already army in, then it is pretty guaranteed you're gonna lose the fight. So yeah, it just comes down to if the furthest away person gets his army and also comes help. There is one expectation, like when you play Wolf, you have a Wolf ally, then you can go and just try to trade one player for another player, so it just turns into a 2v2 game. But that will just make the game longer. Usually it is over also like 20 minutes. It depends how fast you're going. If you're going for a longer game, Made 3, then yeah, it will take longer, but you can end it easily in 20 minutes. What Iron clans you recommend for Irons 3v3? I think you have to be more specific about that question. If you mean here, like, they are pretty good. Like, for Lynx, you can go scout with Lynx, or you can just also hoard up gold, not upgrade anything, and play with your wolves that have amazing abilities. And then you will just have a basic army of warriors that you try to have some bodies in the enemy zone to help your lynxes out. But you are going to be very aggressive with Lynx clan, and you want to attack early, otherwise in late game your macro is gonna fall out very fast. If you are asking like what clan I would recommend one of these three, then I would say go for Raven. It's not that map dependent, and if they don't get lore, they can always go for Sailors. But for Lynx and Stag to not get lore is a death sentence, pretty much. For any clan to not get lore is just meaning that the game is gonna take a lot longer than you're used to, so your macro will just be always a step behind. Okay, well, that's about my thoughts on the different game modes for 3v3, FFR, 12, and team games. Like free for all and 12, be ready for 50-minute plus games. For team games, you can go for trading, and you can be pretty sure that they can be done in 20 minutes usually. Right, take care. Bye bye.